What's up guys, and welcome back to another video from me. And today we are back on Forza Motorsport 6. We're at a rainy Silverstone. This is a multiplayer replay race, and this is going to be pretty relevant to what we're going to talk about today, and that is the multiplayer hoppers themselves. I see a lot of comments in my videos about how people use different terms for it: poor, terrible, distressing, annoying. Purely because of the amount of accidents that go on. And this isn't the fault of Forza Motorsport itself. They put a way for you guys to race quickly with anybody from around the world, and there are a lot of variables that are involved in this. One of the variables is not the track, because no matter what you track you race on, it's always going to be the same. Like all the corners at Silverstone here, they don't change, they're exactly the same. Road America, it's always the same turn one. But there are a few variables in there which has a big impact to how the online experience plays out. The first variable being the car, the second variable being the tune, the third being the build, and the fourth being, the most important bit, the driver. Now with the tune, it's not everybody can tune, so I can understand that. It's quite a hard thing to get into if you're new to it, but everybody gives it a go. That's why I put a lot of tuning videos on my channel and building tunes, so people can hopefully have cars that they can race online and enjoy the game a little bit more. Again, that's the same with builds. I see a lot of cars, even I've seen it more on Forza 6 than any other Forza I've seen, where people just have huge speed builds where they put as much power into the car as they can, rocket down the straight line, down the straight, and end up in the gravel or the wall at the end, or in a big pile of cars that are ploughed into because they can't get it stopped in time. Now that is the one thing that you need to look at, regardless of who you are or how you race online, is look at yourself as a gamer and as a driver, and look at your skill level within Forza, and choose and build the car that's suitable for you. Now if you're new to Forza, or if you have a lower skill level, then you want a car that's going to give you the best experience and the best chance of winning as you can. Now, a 1,000 horsepower car isn't going to give you that chance. You need something that's going to handle well, that you're going to be able to learn to race with, that you're going to not have accidents with because you're just driving into people onto corners, or out braking yourself and smashing into people off the road. You want something not low horsepower, but just don't add loads of horsepower first. Add all the handling stuff first, and then add any extra horsepower as you need to. Check my builds and tips video. That gives you a quick guideline on how to do that, and hopefully give you a better experience overall. Saying that, if you have a high skill level, if you've played Forza for many years and you've got lots of experience and hours in the game, you can probably run that speed build and tune it and build it to how it's going to help you on track. Again, your skill level is going to be higher in game, so you're going to be able to handle that car a lot better than somebody who's new to the game, doesn't fully understand building and tuning, and doesn't understand racing, so to speak, or racecraft. I don't claim to be the best racer in the world. I have a few accidents myself. It's the nature of motorsport. If there's anybody out there that says they've never had an accident, you can outright call them a liar, because everybody has accidents that goes on. Watch the yellow car. That's not the best exit line out of that corner. But yeah, there's a lot of variables that go into it. Now, if you want to race and you're doing a lot of online like this in the hoppers and you're getting frustrated with it, there are a lot of groups out there that can actually provide that sort of experience that you're looking for. The likes of Tora, the Ultimate Racing Network Turn, PTG forums. There's quite a few out there, and I'll put the links in the description for those guys in my video below. So if you're interested in racing like that, where you want a bit more of a fun side of it, where you know you're not going to get rammed into corners, you know you're not going to have huge amounts of accidents, and you have some enjoyable races, and check one of those guys out. It might be a bit daunting when you first join them, but there's loads of people there that will help you out. When I first joined Virtual Motorsports years ago, which no longer runs, there's loads of guys there that helped me out, and a lot of those guys are at the Ultimate Racing Network or Turn now. So definitely go and check one of those groups out if you want some good racing. But with all the variables that's in Forza, such as the car, the driver and everything, it makes it very difficult not to be focused in an area where it's going to have loads of accidents. The races are very small, very low lap count. Everybody wants to win, So everybody wants to be into the first corner first, and we all know that being first into the first corner isn't the most important thing. It's being first over the line at the end. It doesn't always end up like that way. Everybody is super competitive on this because of the short amount of laps, and I don't think it'd change if there was a larger amount of laps either. It would still be a crash fest. You have cars like the Nissan Duke in front of me, or Duke in front of me. That shouldn't be on a circuit race. It's not a circuit built car, but it's in game, so people are going to use it. People build them to try and be competitive, and I have no problem with people using those cars as long as it's within their skill level and they don't try and crash everybody out. I know this might make me sound like a super elitist Forza person, but it's not. It's more about realising what your skill level is in game and building and tuning the car and picking a car that's appropriate to your skill level, just to try and give yourself and everybody else on track a good chance of actually finishing the race and having a good race along the way. I'd much rather have a good battle for last place than be out in front by a million miles and just hot lapping for 4 laps. That would bore the hell out of me. And when it comes to multiplayer as well, they have introduced a new league play system this year, which I don't see a huge amount of people. There are a few people in there, but I don't see a huge amount of people playing. Everybody just wants to race straight away against lots of opponents because they think they are the next Ayrton Senna or Lewis Hamilton. But if you're looking for some clean racing, then I would highly recommend the league play system. A lot of the beginner leagues are ghosted, which some people don't like because they don't like that you're not actually racing against anybody. You don't have to overtake and just drive through people. But there is, I believe it is there for a reason, and it is like that for a reason. Purely because that the game wants to see what level you are as a racer. Now, if you are fast and really, really good and super competitive, then you are going to place quite well in them, and you are going to get a high level within the league system. And then what that will do is it will group you against other racers of your skill level as well. So ultimately you will get a better experience as you progress through the leagues, but you have to have that Go system in place to start off with, so that it can work out what kind of racer you are. So even though if you don't like ghost racing, go in, give it a few races, give it a go, see what opens up and see what the other options are after it, because in the long run you are going to get a better race experience. If you just want short-term gratification, jump in hopper lobbies, cross your fingers, cross your toes, cross absolutely everything, hope you don't get rear-ended, and continue like that. If you're enjoying it, that's fair enough, but if you want to look for a better racing experience against people of your own skill level, people who aren't looking to crash, people who are looking to get better at the game, then try the league systems out. They're there for a reason, and they are quite enjoyable. I've done a few myself. I have had many a good race within it, and like I said, I'd much rather have an awesome race at the back of the pack than hot lapping way out in front for the whole 5 or 6 laps. Give it a go. But there are also times when you're racing against people when you have bumps, and this part of the replay is going to be a prime example of that, because this guy in front of me again has 0 aero on his car. This track probably needs quite a bit of aero. Apart from this straight, there's no real long straight bits on it, so aero is a must. But again, go back to building the car and using the car that is good for you. Now you can see he's quite slow in the corners, no fault of his own. I don't know, he maybe knew, he ends up overshooting the corner and we end up spinning off. But we have a few bumps along the way, and you'll see in the corners how much faster than I am than him in the corner.
Oh,
now because he was slow coming through there and I just accidentally nudged his back end, he automatically thought that I was going to ram him off and spin him off. That wasn't my intention, but there's a lot of that goes on. If you have a little bump like that, people automatically think, oh, he's going to spin me out, he's going to ram me. That's where tempers fire up, and that's where people just start bashing each other off. So if you're a little nudge like that, don't automatically think that the person behind you is trying to ram the hell over you and push you out the way. It may just well be that your car you're using is slower in the corners than the car behind, and it may be an accidental bump. You will be able to tell the difference between an accidental bump and an intentional bump during the course of the game. So overall, just to recap the video in the Forza multiplayer, it's not to knock the multiplayer because it suffers from something that all racing games do. They all have lobbies like this where people jump in and have short races and have accidents, because it's a short race and there's difference in driver skill level and cars that's being used. But you have options. Try the league play, have a look at one of the groups that I've got in the comment section below, or the description below. Give those guys a chance, because you will get some good enjoyable races. But if you're just looking for quick gratification and quick racing, you know, I haven't got the time to spend, then it's going to have to be the multiplayer lobbies, and they will get better as the game gets older, because a lot of people move to different things. I think when Need for Speed comes out, a lot of the people will move to that aren't particularly focused on Forza 6. But if you like, I'll say sim racing, and you've only got an Xbox, then you'll stick with it, and the racings will get better. But there you go, guys. That's just my quick recap and my thoughts on the Forza multiplayer system and why things are like they are. Again, it's no fault of Turn 10, it's no fault of Forza Motorsport. It's just the nature of the game. Short races, multiple skill levels, multiple cars built to different levels, will always end in crashes. At the end of the day, just keep yourself out of trouble, keep clean, keep it on track, and you will get a decent finishing position. I promise you. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you all have fun. Till my next one, I'll see you all soon.